Whew, ladies and gentlemen, we are underway at the Don River Dash 300 Comiskey Mining Services. I tell you what, they did the sneaky on me, 10-minute early start, and I like it. Quick walk through that desert sand or the Bowen sand, river sand. But we are back and cranking. I tell you what, those first couple of bikes were moving over there. Righto, again, everyone is starting to get into position, or they're obviously racing away, leaving in packs. Again, some of our recovery crew getting organised, getting into place. Again, big shout out to Comiskey Mining Services, Mercedes, Whitsunday Ag Services, Patriot Campers, Mickey Thompson Tyres, Ergon Energy Network, and Pat McDonald Earth Moving, as well as a ton. And now there's a little two-stroker going. I like that. As well as a ton of our silver sponsors who we'll go through soon. Now, ladies and gentlemen, just in case you want to enjoy a bit of action along, we do actually have a little bit of a live stream going as well on YouTube. It'll be on Facebook, on the Off-Road Cartel page. So if you want to grab your phone and have a look around, I don't know how data's going to go, but there is a little camera floating around over that far side, getting a little bit of footage. So again, plenty of bikes, big wheel stand as they come through the whoops over there. Now again, this is going to settle out very shortly. Should get a nice clean run, and we're going to see what bikes come down after the first lap. Now, unfortunately, the big news was that David Walsh is out at the moment. Well, not at the moment. He's out with a injury from a crash yesterday, unfortunately. So that is our King of the Desert from the Fink Desert Race. So again, the bike's starting to settle down and get into their groups. Again, some very fast riders out here. Again, welcome if you are joining us. Big shout out to you guys. No doubt you've got family, friends, mates riding. We have a packed group, 220 motorcycles, I believe, was the number out there. And again, what a gaggle of bikes at the moment. Four Strokes have absolutely taken over, haven't they? But there is still a couple of two bangers, mixing gas, hauling ass, as they like to say. So it's always good to see the guys and girls out there trying a few different things, riding a few different styles and brands of bikes, CCs. So again, going to be interesting to see how it settles in here. Now again, big shout out to everyone from the Burdekin Off-Roaders, the club. We appreciate all the time and effort that you guys put into this, and all the volunteers, helpers, medical staff, recovery. It is a huge effort. So again, ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much for that. If you're listening, from all us commentators, from the dirtbags up in the commentary tower, we thank you very much, as well as all our fantastic sponsors. Now again, some interesting riders out here this year. Liam Walsh, David Walsh's cousin, is out racing, second last year. No doubt he'll be looking to go one step higher on the podium. Ivan Long's here as well, the madman. So Longy's made the trek up. So again, we're just having a look in the commentary box. Again, one of the beautiful things about having a little bit of reception in Bowen.
Thanks, Dan. Michelle from Stackeroff Farms here. I've just cornered Alan from Abbott Point Operations. So you are, what's your title out at Abbott Point Operations?
General Manager.
The General Manager for Abbott Point Operations. Now, I hear that you've got 6 or 7 teams or staff from Abbott Point racing today.
Yeah, we've got, as usual, our employees participate in anything going on in town. So, yeah, there's quite a few of them here today.
And last night I heard they were mainly from the planning and the engineering team. Is that right?
Yeah, they're always involved in most things going on.
Well, makes sense. Engineering, building things, planning. But what's going to happen if, you know, they need some time off work, man?
They can talk to their boss and organise that.
Very good. We had a few jokes about that. I know you're the general manager of Abbott Point, but there was a reason why I dragged that out. So Abbott Point gets behind a lot of our community events, and this is an event that you guys have gotten behind this year. Did you come down last year and have a look at the racing? Were you in town?
No, we weren't here last year in town for it, but here this year, that's why we're here.
Yeah, fantastic. Why are you guys such big supporters of our community?
Well, why not? We're part of the community. We all live here in town. And if members of the community are going to put in the effort, which is what it is, the least we can do is provide some support. But it's, as usual, small towns, it's the community members do all the work. If we can give a little bit of support, then we're happy to do that.
Yeah, fantastic. And I tell you what, you're a good sport. I've just seen you and your wife walking across the car park, wound the window down and going, "What are you doing? Can you come on the microphone?" So Dan, thank you very much for letting me come up and annoy you in the middle of all this and capture these guys. You missed out on the trophy trucks, truggies and buggies this morning. Have I missed any side-by-sides? Got it all. I'm learning here. I get this gig because I talk a lot. I don't know a lot. But you're going to see some action today. We've got the sponsors tent just here, so hopefully you're going to go down there. You've missed out that the Mickey Thompson guys actually had some fun activities during the break with kids rolling tyres down the big jump and all of that kind of stuff. So go and enjoy your day. Is there anything else you want to add about living in Bowen and the Whitsundays and Abbott Point being a part of our community?
No, just thank the people who organised this and all the other community events. If it wasn't for you guys, none of this would happen and we wouldn't have events to come out and give us something to do. So thank you to the organisers and everyone behind the scenes who a lot of people don't realise how much work goes into it. So, and including yourself, I know how much you do, not just here, but and we're involved with quite a few things with you. So no, thanks to people who organise it, yourself and all those people behind the scenes.
Yeah, and I suppose a lot of people, well, a lot of local people would know, but Abbott Point are a very big supporter of my day job, which is PCYC, and as a result of that support and sponsorship, we're able to co-support a lot of these events. So, Alan, just for your information, our youth group's been working for a number of months trying to get some packs together for the competitors to showcase Bowen and the Whitsundays, and they were able to get them out last night. And then our kids were out and around the community last night handing out balloons, supporting the Don River Dash team. We can't do that without your support. So you guys are very integral, not only, as you say, through this event, but right through the community. And it's a bit of a symbiotic relationship, isn't it? We can't do what we do, which we do well, without you, and you can't do what you do in community and with your business without the supporter community. So thank you very much. Enjoy your afternoon.
Thank you.
Okay, Dan, back to you, mate. It's all about the bikes. I'm going. Apparently I've got more lunches to make for all the volunteers tomorrow, mate. So if I don't see you this Arby, I'll see you tomorrow.
I love it. Very busy girl, Michelle. And we appreciate all the help and time you put into not just this race, not just commentating, but all the volunteers and everything else. Great member of the community and this race. Now, again, still plenty of bikes. That's what happens when there's 220, but it does look like they're starting to crack through now, and it's not going to be too long until we see some more bikes coming down this way. Again, very interested to see who it's going to be first. Is it going to be a Walsh bike? Not David, but Liam Walsh first through on that number 2 bike. Unfortunately, last year's champ, Dean Ferris, didn't come through and race again this year. So it's going to be interesting. It is going to be a new champ, no question about that. Now, another one, just while we're shouting out and watching all the bikes run through the Don, I tell you what, a few of these guys have got a long 150 Ks to go. Hopefully they all got to do their pre-running and their time. And again, remember, it is on corrected time. So you're really just battling the river itself. Unless you're in that first or second dust-free run, honestly, everyone is on the same track at the same time, all competing with the dirt and the dust. Now, remember, we've got the Don River merch. So there is a merch tent running about halfway down these tents underneath the Don River tent. And they have a ton of things going on. Obviously, they got all the new merch, all the gear, but they've also got some great specials. So make sure you go down there and check out the specials. They've got some $15 shirts down there, and they've got all the gear, stub coolers, everything you could want with Don River on it. And I tell you what, it would be well worth you sneaking down and having a look, seeing what the legends have on sale down there and seeing if there's something that fits your needs. Because I tell you what, there is a fantastic lineup of merch this year. So again, big shout out to all the guys from Burdekin Off-Road, all the Bowen crew, and everyone involved with the Don River. Go down and support the race and make sure you wear your merchandise nice and proudly. Again, still tons of bikes coming through. We're having a good look. Still plenty of fast guys coming too. I'd say there's a couple of little theories here. We talked about this a little bit last night in the sense that sometimes you don't necessarily want to be first off the line. Don't know if this makes sense, but it's much harder to pass a fast guy or a fast guy doing the same pace as you as it is a slower. Again, there's no slow guys out here. But if you can close that gap quick and get past, so it's a bit interesting the way with this reverse grid or this land rush start, there could be a little bit of theory in how you're crossing the timing markers, how you're doing the beams and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, very interesting to see what they decide to do here. Right. Righto. So again, the calm before the storm, isn't it? Just waiting a couple of seconds or minutes as these bikes will start to rush through here in a minute. Again, all of us frantic. Oh, I don't know. Frantic's a bit of a serious word, let's say, but we're anticipating. We're hungrily anticipating the first couple of bikes that come through. So again, ladies and gentlemen, just enjoy the atmosphere here at Don. And I tell you what, I'm excited to see who comes through first in this bike class. And there we go. Now that's the 21 making their way through that. So first bike through is the 21 KTM. Oh, it would have been the 121. His leg was in the way, so that is Liam Walsh, who we did expect to be through first. So that's the 121 having a cracking run there at the moment. And I tell you what, he's put a bit of a gap on him too. He is in a good position here. Again, David Walsh's cousin. Now here comes another bike, I apologize. So I'm keeping a good eye on this. Coming into the pits as the 118, it is Callum Norton. So Callum coming into the pits now. Righto, and now it is really starting to happen. It does look like Ivan Long. Now, interestingly, lots of them coming in for a fuel stop. So that's bike number 2 and also number 6 coming through. And again, interesting that they're coming in for a fuel stop. So it's Brody Waters and Ivan Long. So at the moment, the position hasn't changed from where they took off, although Liam Walsh does have a good little lead at the moment and is also the first bike to go through and do both laps. Now, I'm interested, Josh. I wonder if they know that they can't do all 3, so they're looking to do a fuel stop for the second one. 27 in now on the gas. 721. Is that Benny Grabham, the champion, the legend? Look, that man knows how to Ironman it, Josh. The 109 is also in now. And that looks like the 760 I want. Coming back the other way now is Walshy. Have a look at this. Smoking through the tracks. No drama there for Walshy. Headed off onto his second lap. You heard some of those car guys saying, basically, you hold it flat until you get to the end, turn around, and then hold it flat all the way back. I know the bike guys, will be interesting to have a chat to a few of them about how rough it has become. The 258 now in. So that's Jesse McMillan Moore. Now this is bike number 8 coming in now. One of the Hondas. So again, plenty of guys through now very fast, and it's going to be interesting to see some of the systems and how they plan, how they're going to do it, whether they do a fuel stop every lap, whether they do a fuel stop every second lap. Going to be very interesting here. Most of the top bikes all pulling in for a fuel stop. The 437 now through, the 71 coming in for a fuel stop. The 682. The 18 is in as well. 38 through. And now that's the K51 of Cale Irwin as well. Young 18-year-old ran 20th last year on a 250. He's moved up to the 450. Now, is that Ben Grabham over there? Does look like his trademark black bike. So a good run there from the statesman of desert racing. A lot of you guys know the name of David Walsh and Toby Price. Ben Grabham would have his hand in a lot of those careers, a lot of experience, ran the KTM Desert team for a while, and was the undisputed king of the desert for a long period of time there in the 2000s. Yeah, that's got to be one man. The myth, the legend, Ivan Long over there. Have a look at that. Longy is a loose unit. He's the only man that I've seen qualify second at Fink while dragging his bars in the sand and clutch popping it all at the same time. Again, all these bikes are going to start to come through pretty fast here. The 550 is through now as well. The 52A through now as well. Coming in for a fuel stop. Few of these guys looking pretty fresh, to be honest with you. One-handed riding, looking pretty comfortable. I think I'd be a bit more pooped than that. No dramas here for the 83. Nice clean run in on the gas. So going to be interesting to see how this all shuffles out. Again, I would think that there isn't too many of them that are going to do it in a single run for fuel. So I'd say, oh, little loose over the finish line jump there. The 79's through, but it was the 693. But he's got it all under control. No dramas. Again, ladies and gentlemen, big shout out to all our silver sponsors as well. Burdekin Motorcycles, Abbott Point Operations, HLM, Heavy Logistics and Mechanical, Whitsunday Regional Council, Tropic Petroleum, Padman Water Solutions, RGM Maintenance, Dynamic Wheel Co., Stackleroth Farms, AMX, ARB, Bowen Tire and Mechanical, North Queensland Hard Facing, Widows Nurseries, with Sunday Jet Ski Tours, RT, Land Accountants, DJ Brazel, Castle Motor Lodge, BQC Quarries, BIH. Now, that's a big list, but I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, big shout out to each and every one of them, as without those sponsors, there would be no Don River 300. And a massive shout out to Comiskey Mining Services for being the major sponsor. The number 19 in now. And again, don't forget, I did plug it before, but the Don River merch is available about halfway down the spectator area under the Don River banner or under the tent, merch tent. Make sure you make your way down there, grab some gear, because there's also some specials. So a great opportunity to grab yourself some specials. Now, again, a little bit of technique here, a few guys going through. So the 379 coming in, and I think it was the 894 is going for his second lap. No pit stop for that Ironman. What's that, bro? I tell you what, Josh, I love the sound. A few of these 4-strokes just screaming in the sand. They are tortured, I can tell you that. The 259 through now, coming in for a fuel stop. But again, bikes going every which way. Again, there is a little bit of track footage on the Off-Road Cartel YouTube page or Facebook page. Jump on board and have a look at that. And again, if you're following us from all around Australia or even further around the world, we actually had some trophy truck races listening for over in Baja in Mexico. So again, big shout out to all you guys. Get involved, put some comments up, and we'll try to do our best to answer questions and keep up to date. There's also live timing. You can follow on offroadracing.com.au. Click through all the links. .692 in now. Wow, I was impressed. I thought the little 2-stroker was going for a second lap. The 55. Might even be the 155. I apologize. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you one thing. These stylized motorbike numbers, I do love them and they look great on sticker kits, but man, it's hard to read as a commentator. Anyway, just a statement I like to make. The 90 now through, as well as the 588. Looks like the 211 through, the 404 and M01, the little 2-banger. I tell you what, we got 3 wide coming over the start-finish jump here. All 3 coming in for a pit stop. So it is the 913, the J22, and 500. Tell you what, the 500 has a flat tire there, so hopefully they get it. So the 744 through now as well. So the 424. And now the 611 through as well. That looks like the 754, I want to say, going through for an Ironman lap. 1 down, 2 to go. The 774 through now. The 452. And E02. I tell you what, if you ever want to challenge yourself, the Don River Dash is one that just keeps throwing punches. It is rough. It is fast. It is deep. I tell you what, it is a challenge that just keeps on giving. Nice clean ride here. The 803. I'd say he's done a bit of sand riding before. Ah, the Quacker Kawasaki. 807. The 414. .783. The Yummy through now. 802 also coming in for a fuel stop in the 313. Again, most riders doing a single lap, single fuel stop strategy. Good opportunity to have a drink of water, grab some fuel, and just like that, through for an Ironman lap. I love it. That looks like the 110. Killed him dead, the 110. 532 through as well. Another one going for an Ironman lap. We love it. That is, looked like the 721, I think. $98 through now. $222 coming through. Having a look under the tyres. 77. Trevor Wilson by the looks of that. Now, what's going on here? A little bit of a wall around the jump. Maybe looking for the fuel stop. Maybe hasn't done a lot of pre-running, but seems to be liking the left lane there. So that's the 518. Obviously, mates, gave him a kick in the pits when he came through. So obviously having a good time, the 78. And again, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you understand this. Lots of this riding is just about having a great time out here. A lot of guys just having a battle with their friends. The 141 through. A few of these guys will be wondering why they chose a sand desert race. The 681 through. I think the old XR tricked a few there. Didn't realise that the XR was doing Ironman laps. They just went straight through for another one. I think it was the 254 there that had to come back across the track and sort themselves out. Just trying to capture all this action that's happening everywhere around us. I tell you what, with 220, 230 bikes on track, it gets pretty wild. There's bikes going everywhere as the 660 comes through. Bikes going across the back of the track. The 771. And now in for a little bit of water. Little gas for the bike, little gas for him. The CO1. The 115 getting a little loose coming into the fuel stop area, the pit lane. 358 through now. $522. 804 through now. As well as T91. FO4 also in for the fuel stop, as well as the 812. Again, you can see some of our fantastic recovery crews cruising down the center of the river. Just making sure everyone's safe and sound. Motorbike racing is no joke, so obviously that's a bit of a key. The 172 through as well now. Looks like the 34 in for a fuel stop, as well as the 119, the 310. The 599 through. G03 in safe and sound as well. And X68 as well. 161 through KDM. And 40 on the Quacker. Little bit of Kawasaki love. 787. I tell you what, for the powerhouse that Honda was in the desert scene, there's not as many Hondas and Kawasaki's as there used to be. The old KDMs have really taken over, along with the Yamahas. A lot of Yamahas. They won't last long. Have a look at this. There's a race in the pit. The 718, 801 CO5, 244, H74, 198, 152, and the 510 all coming through together. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, if you listen along at home or on the live stream or the radio, hopefully you're hearing your numbers, the guys you're looking out for, the 227 of Bishop, the 26, safe and sound, coming in for a pit stop, the 123. Now the 469 going through, straight through for a second lap. Plenty of fuel on board the Yamaha and the 766. Got the number plate strapped to the Camelback just in case the local constabulary wants to have a look around, be a bit, they're just checking. He's doing the right thing. Number 13 in now. Again, plenty of bikes out there racing on their second lap now. Probably won't be too long until we potentially see a screaming KDM on its way back through. 736 through now as well. 300. .317 and the 525. J85 has also made its way in safe and sound after the first lot of laps. Again, about 45, 50 minutes into racing so far. A few of these guys, no doubt, starting to get a bit of a sweat on. Oh, yeah, visor broken off the 444, but still running. He's still beeping the horn, so he's a happy guy. 429 through as well. 34. The 111. And also the 189 through as well now. All these guys on their first lap. Now, I love this wide line around the sand jump. I'm not sure it actually is easier, but they're doing it no matter what. Maybe just getting some crowd points. 514. I think he's looking around for an official to tell him how rough this race is. 367 through now. .369, the 614, Again, all these amazing races out here. And again, a big shout out to Comiskey Mining Services. They are the major sponsor of the Don River Dash 300. Big shout out to everyone that's on board. As the 112 comes through, the 315, the 179, and the 96, shaking it off there, just getting rid of a bit of that arm pump. Son, you're only 1/3 of the way there. You've got a bit to go. The 64. The 139 is through. Have a look at the quacker on the back. He's on the hunt. He's warmed up. He knows the line. R88 is through now. E05 538. And it looks like the 675. So, ladies and gentlemen, all through on their first lot of laps so far. So again, we're keeping a sharp eye out for some of our teams that are going to be on their second lap very shortly. I think at some point in the very near future, we're going to see a flying orange bike come through a Walsh. That was the 725 making their way straight through as the rest of the guys make their way into pit lane, E03. Again, can't say it enough. As a very much ex-rider, sometimes seeing your pit crew makes a huge difference to the whole race for you. You feel it, you see them, you get that second burst of wind. Hey, the boys, 15A. So 15A would have been some of our multi-time competitors. They're racing cars and bikes. There's plenty of Ironmans doing it here, the car and the bike section. G06 through. F01 is also coming through now. Safe and sound, no damage there. So again, if you're listening along anywhere in the world, one, thank you for joining us at the Don River. We are in beautiful Bowen. Holy moly, that's got to be a Walsh. 121 coming in for a fuel stop. Have a look. The professionalism of it. He's got the fuel cap ready to go. I tell you what, that is a cracking run from Liam Walsh. So there you go. Went through on the first lap. Fuel on the second lap. So I'd imagine that they'll take a short splash to get through. So he's got one to go. Our fastest competitor currently, Liam Walsh. Last year's second place, looking to go one up. So again, as a couple of dirt bags in the commentary tower here, we're fans, we're moto fans, desert racing fans. We're actually having a look, keeping our eyes peeled because it's going to be very interesting. Who's next? Is it Ivan Long, Ben Grabham? There's some absolute Callum Norton's here. I mean, there's some absolute champs. And it's going to be very interesting to see how the strategy plays out. Again, Liam Walsh looks like he has a very comfortable position at the moment. But again, desert racing is a cruel mistress. Oh no, and just like that, someone actually has had a little bit of time on the ground there. And then there is a very fast bike coming through now. So that's the 118 of Callum Norton. So Callum Norton is second. And right as that happened, Callum Norton come over. There is a bike crashed on that far jump there. They are up and moving. The bike's running again. So, and again, the funny bit about this is, ladies and gentlemen, he's probably laid in the sand before this. That was just another ride. GO2 has come in now. 531 is also through. GO5 84 is also safe and sound in the pits. Now, who's that? The number 6. I think that's Longy, isn't it? Brody Waters. So Brody Waters going straight through. So I wonder if he got out in front of Callum Norton's fuel stop would have been very fast. So unfortunately, just see the 111 come there off the side track. Unfortunately, motor issues for that bike. Does not sound very happy at all. The 51 through now. Hey, Clayton Chapman through with a bit of bop. Everyone knows us dirtbags love a bit of bopper. Now, this might be Ivan Long, I reckon, by that very unique colour scheme. So Longy in now. And that could be possibly Ben Grabham coming in now, is it? The 108? No. 386, man, there's a lot of bikes. Righto, so very interesting so far. Keeping a bit of an eye on everything that's going on. So 258 in now. So that's Jesse McMillan Moore. So great ride there. Again, really starting to shuffle through our super fast guys. Now, interesting, I'm not sure whether there's a flat tire or something, but someone is coming very wobbly down the start straight. Bike does not look happy. No doubt they're going to do a pit stop here somewhere. Wow, have a look on the back straight. Big send through the creek. And I tell you what, he's got another guy right behind him. So there might be a good little battle. I think that might be for third over there. And again, isn't it crazy? I'm not trying to talk anyone down, but when you see a pro come through, my goodness, they are blisteringly quick. Everyone that rides the Don River is a good trail rider. But I tell you what, when you see them pros, G30 is now in, as well as the 511. Righto, number 8, quick guy in. Yeah, the 760 with an exhaust leak there. She is not real happy. Have a look at this, Ivan Long going through the back way. My goodness, that man knows how to put the pace on. Now, again, we hope didn't just miss him, but it does seem like we haven't seen Ben grab him, which is a bit of a concern. The 18 through now. I hope I've got this right, but Grabbo's track and trail, it's a new thing that he's doing. And you get to go and have a ride with a legend, get a legend to set your bike up. So well worth it. The 71 in now. Also the 437. So the 71 was James Keenan. 38 also coming in now. So again, remember these guys are all battling out for top 20 positions at the moment at Don River, the Comiskey Mining Services Don River Dash. $682 through FO2 through as well. $547 now through. I think that'll be a second fuel stop for them. Now, again, don't forget to get on all the socials, put the photos up, hashtag Don River Dash. Again, big shout out to the Burdekin Off-Roaders. Mick Marson, Talbot Cox, and their band of merry men and women. There is an absolute entourage of them that put in a big effort. Now, this is K51, the young fella, Kale. I'm sure Irwin. I know this information. Kale Irwin, 18 years old, ran 20th last year. I tell you what, I think that he's having a good crack. He was on a 250 last year. He's on a 450. Sponsored by the guys from Hillbilly Racer. I tell you what, that is a great family that loves racing. Bit of a Harvey Bay legend, as they like to say. I got a good hillbilly story. Turned up one year to whatever it was, St. George, whatever race we were doing. I can't remember. And they had a billiards table, a full-size pool table, and they were living the dream. The hillbilly boys know how to party. That's what I can tell you. So a big shout out to the humans. And again, Cal Irwin's having a good crack this year at going up a couple of steps. Now, this is a guy that's questioning his life choices right now. Oh, true. Or lady racing. You're absolutely right. We've got plenty of fantastic. And I think you're right, Josh. Josh, you are good. The 411. But again, doesn't change the fact that they're questioning their life choices right now. X77 through as well, 83, the 164. Again, we'll have a lot of our second lappers coming through now. Again, one of our fast guys over the back there. The 176 through now. Nice clean ride there on the gas. Again, some great shots of the pits here at Don River Dash. Again, don't forget all our Don merch, including specials, are available at the moment. Again, 220, although there is some shared pits, but 220 motorbikes out there. There is a lot of bikes out and about on the course. As one goes straight through, that's the 79. He'll be going on to his third lap now. Again, we've got a number of third lappers now. The 85 in. How crazy is that? Liam Walsh is running at a 24-minute time here. There you go. So my little tech buddy here, Josh Curran, was just feeding me info. And he said everything he's looking at says that the second lap has been slower for everyone. So he's dropped down to a 28 on his second lap. First lap was a 24. So a couple of minutes slower on the second lap for essentially everyone. Again, follow the offroadracing.com.au. Click through the links. You can grab some information there. All the live timing is available. The 55 is in now. Come through for the second lap. The 913. Couple of two strokes. The 90 through as well. Little squirrely off the jump there. The 726 in. And the 404. Wow, the 692 having a good run in. I've never seen anyone double the entry to the pit road. I like it. I tell you what, you boys probably can't hear it, but from our commentary tower, we can hear some tortured two strokes in that sand. There's a couple of two bangers just on the bop, and I tell you what, we love it. The 744. Three, 5, 4 now in for a second lap. 726 looks like it went straight through. 774. I think it was the 853 on the way through. Tell you what, if you're enjoying it at home, the breeze has just picked up in the last half an hour or so. It's definitely helping with the dust on course, blowing nicely off at the moment. So no doubt the bike riders and the temperatures dropped off that midday Bowen temperature, that little bit of humidity, bit of bite in the air. Beautiful day here, almost not a cloud in the sky. Blue everywhere. Oh, big mono over the back. The guys are right on the numbers here. Righto, as we see the 588 come through as well. Hey, listen, I'm joined in the commentary box by none other than Billy Go Geddes, the underwater cave diver, Kalgoorlie, Slippery Muldoon. I'm sad Michelle didn't slip in a few of those other personalities, Bill, you got. But, mate, you had a stonking run here earlier, and now you're back as a true off-road racer and desert sport fanatic. You're here having a look at the bikes. Tell us about your day, mate.
Yeah, it was a good day. We got through the traffic pretty well. No real incidents there. It was pretty dusty this morning. We didn't have this wind. That would have been nice. So yeah, passing traffic past the bridges was visibility was down a bit at times. But yeah, we just took our time and cruised along, and car went well. You know, the shocks are going really well. Paulie from down south's doing a great job on those shocks, and yeah, the car was screwed together good by Big Stevie, and yeah, it's all working pretty well. You know, we're just giving it what it likes, and it just seems to be doing it pretty good.
And it likes plenty of throttle, I can see, which is always a good thing. Billy does have a big right foot. Now, listen, the other thing. Oh, did you see that? There's a few wowzers. Hey, listen, Bill, as a motorbike guy, this is what I was trying to explain. Like, all us off-road racers, we come from a motorbike background. Lots of us, don't we? So, you know, some of these riders out here, they're doing it tough here this weekend, as you would expect, because this race is no joke.
Oh, definitely. It's a race probably not like many others here in Australia, because it's rough, but it's also very loose. So the surface you're riding on is very movey, and I'd imagine you know, like there's a lot of rocks coming through. Well, I know there's a lot of rocks coming through, and you only got a square edge one of those, and you've got yourself a handful. All this, like I said before, when we finished the race, all the big holes that were there last year are all coming back pretty thick and fast. So, you know, it's definitely going to be rough out there for these guys.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And the other thing that's awesome is a few little things. Actually, you're a bit of an Ironman champ yourself. You're the first man to Ironman the thing. But this is another thing that's a bit of merged at Don, isn't it? There's like the Chapmans and a number of people. And I mean, it's big at Fink now. The guys that do the car, and girls, just so we're clear, and girls that do the bike ride and the car drive. So, you know, some of these guys that have already done 150 Ks, they got the sweats on.
Yeah, they're definitely keen. I used to do that stuff younger, but now I'm not made of rubber anymore. So I take it a bit easy on the bike.
Bill, I was going to say, when you say younger, you mean like 3 years ago?
That was longer than 3 years ago. Yeah, it was 2000. What was it, 15 or something? Yeah. But no, look, it's yeah, these guys are going to be out there having a pretty big day. The other bits, the water's back definitely down on that water section. So, you know, we had a good bath on that last lap. We had to try to get around a car in the middle of it and lost a bit of momentum. Put her a bit sideways, and yeah, it worked out okay. But you know, it's it's definitely all the same. All the same stuff that was there at the sort of the second day last year. It's all back there now.
Now, Bill, talk to us. Like, is there much of a thought process as a racer to change what you're doing, or really you're comfortable, you're feeling good in the truck, much more of the same tomorrow, throttle down, have a good time, big smiles at the end?
Yeah, pretty much. You know, look, Steve got a good prep on the car. The car's going to go in for a big birthday after this race. Obviously, the 7-litre rule coming in, and we'll be partaking in that with that truck. I was considering going a new one, but we are going to breathe another life into the old girl. There's a lot of things I do like about it. Oh, Jude, look out, young fella. Hang on to her. And anyway, yeah. Had a little excursion there in the middle of that. But yeah, no, we do like the old truck. It's got a lot of advantages for Australia, being a little bit smaller. You know, obviously in the big, really, really big bumps, it's a bit more volatile and can throw you around. But I think its advantages sort of outweigh its negatives, and you know, it's not you know, yeah, it's not as expensive as a brand new one.
Well, I think the other thing, Bill, is that you're very, very comfortable in it, aren't you? And I mean, you can't buy experience, so you know that's something that you've always brought to the table. You've got a really good connection with that truck. Done a lot of Ks in it, and you know she's a good old girl.
Yeah, well, that truck you would have saw there of Gallard's, you know, it's even older than mine again, and you know you keep breathing life and they'll keep going, and they're obviously quick. And Brad really knows how to send that car too. So, you know, we work on that factor. We'll just upgrade it and change a few things. We've got a few ideas that we'd like to play with, but obviously still an old auto truck too, mate.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, there's a few things in it, isn't there, that always keep it interesting. Now, yeah, because again, so what does a prep, just for us, listen along at home and in the spectating here at Don, what does a prep tonight look for you? Like, because normally your preps on Saturday night can get a bit wild. They'll get flights to Brisbane and Townsville, but looking pretty good. Nice. Check the oils, do the things. Like, how much do you guys go over tonight now with a healthy truck?
Look, yeah, last year we obviously broke the main shaft of the gearbox, which is really rare. But that gearbox had done a lot of work. And yeah, Steve pulled an all-nighter to get us back out on the track again. But, a well-prepped car should do this race and another one straight after it. So we're just going to be checking for anything like top arms on the rear that might, because here, I do reckon here you could probably side load your top arms on the rear. Just if you, especially when you get a bit lighter fuel and it gets a bit tail happy, you could side plan it. And they are, your top arms on the back of a truck are a bit vulnerable to a side hit at a big hard knock. So we'll just check all that stuff straight, that we got no harms given out, and change the air filter. Basically we won't be touching shocks or anything like that. They're all good to go. Tires, we'll run the tires again. They're all good. So yeah, no, it won't be much, mate. Put some fuel in it and slapper.
Perfect, mate. I love that answer. And I see you're on the Cane Cutters champagne. So, we're in the right part of the world to be having a cold black rat. And, mate, hopefully you're enjoying a few quiet ones tonight and, fire. And have you got the smoker here this week? Billy loves a smoker. I'm sure there's a story.
Yeah, well, I had to. That's why we went so fast, because we had to get back and get the meat on so we can, cook tea, mate.
It does take a while, mate. So you're renowned for your big cook-ups and everything else. So, Bill, it's always a pleasure chatting to you, mate. And it's great that you're going so well. Those times are, again, it's good to see an old V8 truck still pushing along. They always do well here at Don. I think the roughness sorts the men from the boys, as they say. And it's great to see up front, mate, after a couple of years of, again, not bad luck, but just, those things that happen in off-road races. Like you said, it's one of those things. A main shaft in a turbo 400 almost never breaks. And here, you go, well, and then luckily, everyone comes together, helps everyone else out and gets it all back together and we go racing again. But this year, knock on wood, we're having a good run in the 441.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Yeah, it is nice to get a line of them together. Like, you can have races where you do some really good driving and you don't get past that checkpoint from hold-ups and you don't get the result on the board, but it is nice to get a couple of results on the board, mate. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks very much, Bill. And ladies and gentlemen, in case you don't know, Bill was actually the winner of the very first ever Don River Dash 300. So it's always good to have a chat to him, have him in the commentary box. A little bit of hand waving going on and all sorts of things going on here. So there's Ivan Long in the 2, so that's awesome. So again, obviously we have a few of our third lappers in there while we're having that chat to Bill. So some great racing going on. Remember, this is section 1, so we are racing again tomorrow for the full day. They're just getting their corrected times today. So it's going to be interesting to see where it all lays out at the end of the day, and we will run through that once all the times are updated on the live feed. Again, Liam Walsh having a great run. Ivan Long, always good to see through. Callum Norton, I believe that was him with the wild entry into pit lane. Obviously wasn't ready for his third lap there, or was just on pace. So again, some great riding here this weekend. And again, a few teams still out there turning laps, fighting this Burdekin off-roaders, Don River Dash. Brought to us by Comiskey Mining Services. It's so good to have Brett and his crew on board. Down here partying, having a good time. Brett out in the truck. Got a whole team. I think he said he had 6 different members of Comiskey Mining Services racing this weekend. So that's a good crack. Everything from Kai having a race in the side-by-sides. I tell you what, Kai's having a good crack this year as well. Leading the North Queensland Super Series in a side-by-side. I tell you what, that is stonking when you're talking about guys like Mick Marson and Talbot Cox. Unfortunately, Talbot not having the greatest, not having a good at all day one. Unfortunately, we saw him sitting out behind us in the commentary tower. Still got plenty of bikes. Oh, big crash. Oh, no, that's not good at all. That's a terrible position to be in. If our, is he up and moving? Big crash right in front of us. Hopefully no major issues there. Wow, and I think he's got a whole lap to go yet too. Hopefully he gets up and moving. The 112 through into the pits. So unfortunately, our rider down there is moving, but hopefully not too many issues going on there. Righto, so again, all the officials sorted out now. They're all good to go. And again, good to see some riders coming back, looking after the guys. 614 now on track as well. Coming in. Again, beautiful day here at Bowen. Righto, so again, recovery on site there now, 725. Also through. Tell you what, there is a few riders here that are looking forward to a pit stop, looking forward to a bit of water. The 437 through. 15A That's Adam Maguire, I believe. So there's one of our Ironmans that is riding, part of the Chapman's racing team, the 800. You want me to spin this? The 804 in as well. Again, still plenty of riders going through for their third lap. Bikes streaming into the pits. Again, if you're still in the spectator area, thank you very much. We appreciate you hanging out, watching us racing the Comiskey Mining Services Don River Dash 300. Big shout out to all of our sponsors, our major and, well, platinum and gold sponsors. Again, Comiskey Mining Services, Mercedes, Whitsundays Ag Services, Patriot Campers, Mickey Thompson, Ergon Energy, and Pat McDonald Earth Moving. I tell you what, I just whipped around for a second there because the old exhaust leads on the KDM going past us definitely caught my attention. But I tell you what, he's still charging. I think he's headed for a cold ale, maybe a 4X Gold down at the Bowen Local. The 526 in now. Again, still plenty of people just headed out on their first lap. Sorry. Final lap, third lap, I meant. But, you know, still going on a lap. It's a big day out here in Bowen when you've started at 12:30 and you're now hour, 2 hours in, hour 33 in. 38 in now. So the number 8 is now in as well. 96, the 444. So again, if you're listening along at home, again, welcome. Hope your rider is having a great ride out there today. J85 is in as well now. FO6 is in now, as well as the 538 and the 315. Potentially still got a set of laps to go. Righto, K51 is just come in. Again, that's the Hillbilly Racing bike of Cale Irwin. The 83 is in as well. I tell you what, the 682 is just here, giving up the ghost right at the corner. I tell you what, that's when it's rough, boys. The 682 pushing to the end. 588. Hey, and it's the Chapman boys in 51 and the 15 in well and safe and sound now, so that's good. How's Clayton still smiling after doing 3 laps out there? I'm not really sure. So looking out the backside, there's still bikes going out for their 3rd lap. It's been a long day in the saddle. At an hour 42 in so far. FO1, the 2-banger, coming through now. And that looks like, I want to say the X64, but it had a 64 in it. That's what you need to know. But going straight through. Flanders in the 84 through as well. Miles in the 841. The 661 is in now as well. Time for a barbecue and a chill over at the showgrounds. A good break. I tell you what, a swag is not looking inviting after 150 Ks in this sand. No doubt it's going to be a interesting night for them. Going to feel some aches and pains that they've never felt before, I think. But I tell you what, they are absolute champions getting out into the desert racing scene, having a good crack. Oh, a little switcho changeo there as the 176 headed straight through, but the 34 came into the pit. Little arm shake for the 531. Get rid of a little bit of that pump. Now again, well, we got a little bit loose over that jump there, but he got it caught up. Again, he's going, bro, that happened 500 times on this last lap. That's not even nerve-wracking. The 19 through. But again, one of the interesting things, if you're just a general dirt bike fan, the Desert Racer thing's a bit different. They run the Stegs pegs. That's a big thing. Help you do the high pace stuff. They lock your legs in, as well as the steering dampener. The steering dampener is something that, a lot of motocross guys didn't run or haven't been running. But, you get the Scotts and all the other sort of brands that run all the steering dampeners. And I tell you what, in this Don River Dash, you would not want to be caught without. Now, tell you what, there is a bloke flying down here, young Josh Curran. Trying to pick who this is. It's got to be a third lapper. It's the 313. So a great ride through there. Might have got a second wind in front of the crowd, I think. The 79 through as well. But a good run down there. Again, the camera probably doesn't show it or our position on the scrutineering or the spectator area. But I tell you what, she is big whoops all the way to this finish line jump. And it's caught more than a few bike riders and car drivers over the course of the years. So it looks like the 565 through, the K21 and E03 is through. 386 is through as well as the 259. So if they're your riders, you listen along from anywhere in the world, big shout out to you guys. Again, radio station 91.1 is got the live feed going on everywhere as well if you're in Bowen and floating around. But again, the world is a small place. Oh, I tell you what, he's got a bit of a cheer, the 726. Good work, lad. All done and dusted. That's the thumbs up. He's very happy. The 788 through as well now. The big yammy. Black Cat Civil on the side of that one. So potentially some local boys or local issues in Queenslander. The 575. The 984 is next through. I tell you what, he's so fresh, he's checking his watch on his way into the pits. 611, calories down. G30 is through now, one of our fantastic female competitors. The 404 is home now. Wow, we get a little bit tight in the commentary box every time they come off that jump. But no dramas for the M01. Finished it up. Got it done. He's got the points up. He's a happy lad. Little two-banger too. Hold on to it, son. Again, still, guys, it's 2 hours in and people are still going out for their third lap. That is a big day, I'll tell you. J22 through now. And the 16 also in. Oh, have a look at this. There's a race down the main straight, third lap. The 913 home safe and sound, the 90, and then the 55. Little two-stroke CR250. I like it. Little Honda. G05 in as well. I tell you what, all the way to the end, the 692 CO3. I wonder if that's the guy that I said doubled in last time. He is very excited about that pit lane, I can tell you that. Righto, next in is the 601, the big Honda. 81 in, the 660. All safe and sound from the Don River Day 1 section. The 379. Again, big shout out to Comiskey Mining Services as the major sponsor. Again, we've got some awesome sponsors on board, including Design Fab Industries, DFI, Whitsundays Regional Council, HLM, Burdekin Motorcycles, Abbott Point Operations, Tropic Petroleum, RGM Maintenance, Padman Water Solutions, Dynamic Wheel Co. The hottest and the toughest. The old Dynamic. If you want a set of steel rims, Dynamic. Also got the legends from Mickey Thompson. They were floating around, did the race, gave away a ton of stickers and coolers, as well as 6 prize packs. So big shout out to the Mickey Thompson crew. And again, as we're starting to get towards the final laps too, ladies and gentlemen, I'd personally like to do a big shout out to all the volunteers, the medics, the helpers, the Burdekin off-roaders. Again, these races, without the sponsors, without the volunteers, there is no Don River. And I tell you what, us goons that just turn up and have a good time, we get the easy bit. The races, I don't know if it's easy, or we get the good parts. We get the fun parts. Guys like Mick Marson that have been working for months to get ready. Talbot Cox and those guys and all the Burdekin off-roaders. 744 is in as well as the CO3 now. What's it like? Yeah, I'm in. The 511 is now home safe and sound. $6.27 is in as well. Looks like the 411. Now, this is a female competitor, Josh. Won't get caught again on that one. But a great ride there. And the 424, flat tire for the 424, but home safe and sound at the moment. Now, what's going on here? Going through for another lap. Again, he knows there's rum cans at the... Yeah, he's going straight back to the showgrounds. He said, stuff this. So again, Don River, absolutely beautiful here today. I know I keep saying that, but if you've never been to beautiful Bowen, the Whitsundays, we're literally about 2 Ks from the water here. It does not get any better. Might actually try to get a little bit of footage tomorrow, a little bit of Horseshoe Bay action. I might not come out, might just sit on the beach, feet up, have a coffee. The 624 is now in as well. Okay, a few more in. 653. Got the shaka. Life's good when you've done your 3 laps here at the Don River Dash. 774 in now. Again, a few of these guys will be very happy. They'll be looking forward to a hot shower. The FO2 is in now. The 871 through as well. The 78 is now in, safe and sound as well. The E04. The 110 is also safe and sound. Oh, the wide line. Again, that's the sneaky. The old sneaky line. 518 is through. Hindle, I think he added it on the side there. So if you're waiting for the 518, safe and sound at home. The 421 also coming through. That GoPro looks like it has got plenty of mud and dirt and water on it. So next in, it looks like the 578 coming through. Very happy man. He breathes a sigh of relief there. Couple of bikes still having a good run down here. All darked out bike. Sort of missed the pits, but no dramas there. Looks like the 211 coming through. He's definitely looking forward to a chill and a break tonight. C84 through and finished up the laps now. Again, about two hours and a bit into racing here. 417 and the 489 or 469, I think it is. The 500 also home. Well, I think he's on his third lap, but he is another one racing back to the showgrounds by the looks of that. Is the Can-Am chasing him down there? Is that what's going on? Doesn't realize he's doing the 300 in one go. He's finishing up tonight, boys. That's it. The 812 through now, as well as the 588. .532 is in as well. The 414 in with the wheel stand. The E02 is in as well. The 522. Again, big shout out. Few people think this isn't a fast pace, but I tell you what, if you're sitting in the crowd and you think you can do better, jump on a bike, because I tell you what, it's rough out here, and these guys are exactly where they need to be, ready to race tomorrow. 172 through as well. Seven, four, one in as well. So again, plenty of riders still making their way through. Again, we're just over 2 hours in here now. It's been a rough and tumble, 150 kilometers. Again, if you're listening along around the world somewhere, big shout out to you guys for sticking through. Hopefully you see your racer coming in. And I do apologize, even if you haven't heard me say the number, 300 has just come in now. But even if you haven't heard me say the number, there's been a lot of bikes. 220 riders out here cutting multiple laps. Righto, the 141's through, the 152 is through as well, the 198. Also through and done their 3 laps. The 57, he's finished up. That'll be a good day right there. Again, the golds will taste very nice tonight. There'll be a cold drop and a warm feed. Tell you what, one of the things that the Bowen community and the Don River Dash has done amazingly this year, and they do it every year, but I tell you what, the catering over at the showgrounds is absolutely top notch. They got smokers and coffee vans and barbecues, and I tell you what, it is an absolute treat. So if you're looking for something to eat, you don't feel like cooking, there's a plenty of options over there. As the 367 comes through now. The 98. Through next is the CO4. So CO4 through, as well as the 227 home now after 3 laps. The 803, again, completed what he needs to do for his Saturday. Another 150 to go tomorrow. Not sure anyone wants to think about that right now, but the J17 in as well. 085, 254, and 564 all into the pits now. Again, 2 hours, almost 2 hours 15 into this race now. Again, plenty of riders. That's what happens when there's 220 mad dirt bike riders just ready to go. The 34 in now. 766 in as well. 26 also home, safe and sound. The Kawasaki, Matty Holgate, if you're listening. The Quackers home, 807. Another one of these rough desert races. I tell you what, we've got a bit of a field coming in now. Number of them coming through, 787. Often when you get into a bit of a pack and all run the same pace. The R56, 398. The 77, E05, home safe and sound as well. And the 112 made it in. The Suzuki, the 123, easy as 123. 189, C01, the 510 back in as well. And the 736, very, very happy to be back, safe and sound. Little wheelie for F05. Again, a huge shout out, ladies and gentlemen, if you're still with us on the spectator stand, waiting for your rider to come in. One, congratulations. They're charging along, and I tell you what, they're entertaining us, that's for sure. But also a big shout out to all the sponsors, all the people involved. Next in, we have the 777. And that's a happy man. Bit of a fist pump. The 4F04, G07, G01, and the 317 all home, safe and sound. Been on the saddle about 2 hours. I tell you what, I reckon they've definitely felt some muscles that they haven't felt in a few years. Here we go. Now, listen, we've never seen this bike pit because I don't think you ever got a fuel in XR. He's just going to the end. I love it. 268. He's going straight back to the Bowen. What is it? Is it the Royal? Bowen Royal? Just headed straight in. 96. The Grand View. He's just headed straight home. The 514. B06 is in as well. And 139, great ride there. All smiles too and the thumbs up. So obviously enjoying his time at the Don River Dash 300 brought to us by Kabisky Mining Services. T91 back and through. Bike number 94. G03, the gas is in safe and sound for his set of 3 laps. $681. That's our boy Adam Maguire. 15A is in. A very happy boy. So one of the guys doing laps on laps on laps. He's doing 600 Ks this weekend as he's involved in car racing and in motorbike racing. 800. The 486 is in. And I tell you what, got a cheer from the young fellas down here. X31 is in. Bike 64 in now. The 2-banger. Bike number 725. Also in as the 614. $283 and 452. They're back and amongst it. The 310. The WR 450. $675. So again, the 675 is in safe and sound. Now going straight through, I think it's the 525, I reckon. And again, I have called the 525 a couple of times, so might be going again. We've said it a few times, just headed straight back to the showgrounds. The boys said we're packing up and we'll see you back there with a cold beer. GO2 is in safe and sound. And the 119, the young fella's yelling out, do a wheelie. I think there's a few people that are a little bit toast to do a wheel stand right now. A few things flapping off, the boots hanging out here. But the 441, complete legend, he's on the horn. .526 is through now. The 001 in as well as looks like G06. So that's the G06. Finish up the 3 laps. CO5 done the 3 laps. The 315. Got the wave. 3 in, 3 to go. The F06 is in, the P81 and the 655, I believe that is, has now made it in as well. So again, still calling bikes in here. And again, if you're still looking for your rider, they could still be coming. There's still a few bikes floating around out there. Again, thanks for joining us at the Don River Dash, brought to us by Comiskey Mining Services. Make sure you jump on the socials, have a look on Facebook, keep up to date with all the information. Use the hashtag if you've got some good photos, Don River Dash. Now, I tell you what, that looks like the Chapman boys. That's the 15 of Clayton Chapman, and the 51 will be Stewie Chapman. Hey, boys, no big race after the finish line. And the 84, the boys. 84, safe and sound. Good. What a bunch of legends, hey.
Just like a dream, we knew it couldn't last.